So I'm Jake Rittenauer. I'm a senior here at Penn State studying animal science option. I was raised on a farm. We raise beef cattle and boar goats. I'm currently in the application process for vet school, waiting to hear back. I hope to get right back into the industry and stay local, working on large food animals and helping sustainability within the state. Well, with raising beef cattle and boar goats, I was heavily involved in the show industry growing up and got to make a lot of connections with people across the country, and it's pretty much half and half between males and females running these operations. There's no real divide. There's a lot of females in the industry that have a lot of good herds of different species of animals and do a very good job managing them. Over time in the agriculture industry, tradition plays a huge role in how the farms operated, and traditionally in the past the males were the farmers in the family and the wives sometimes stayed in the house, but that's been changing over the past however many years. Women have been getting heavily involved in the industry, and farming has become more technologically based, and women have taken a hold and really gotten involved, and that would be an answer for why the numbers have went up. That seems like a large gap, and it could be an explanation of women not having the size of farms as males and not producing as much product. I look for that number to close in the future, as women will take a larger role in the agriculture industry. And as I said, I think it's just going to take time for women to get into the agriculture industry more heavily. I think in the show world they're already there, but in the production world it's a lot of family-based, passed down from father to son, and I think this process will in the future turn into father to daughter and in turn lead to more females running larger farms and closing that salary gap. Me personally, I don't think I'll run into that issue as we're moving into a more non-biased side. In the past there was definitely issue where certain farmers, certain older gentlemen would have a hard time listening to females and their opinions and telling them how to fix their operation, but in the time we're moving into, I feel that won't be an issue.
Hi, my name is Samantha Golmer. I'm a senior majoring in animal science with minors in ag communications and ag business management. I grew up on an 80-acre beef farm in Erie County, Pennsylvania, and then came down here to Penn State to pursue my four-year degree. Once I graduate in May, I'll actually be going to North Carolina to work on a hog production farm and work in the sow manager training program. Honestly, I would have to say that at least back home it's like one woman in comparison to like five men making those types of decisions. I just know that traditionally it's been a male-oriented field. I think it's gone up just because more women are getting involved in agriculture and seeing the different opportunities that there are. It's not always just about being on the farm. There's a lot of different opportunities ranging from like the accounting business of the farm and different aspects like that most people don't normally think of. I think they're different just because that's kind of always been the standard. For whatever reason, it seems that regardless of what area of expertise you go into, men generally seem to make more money than women. And it can be, across any field. It's not just with farming. So I think that it's just been kind of tradition to keep that the same. And part of that probably plays into the fact that, it's been traditional that guys have been making the most money to bring home to their family, and I think that's kind of tried to stay true in our cultural traditions. So just kind of going back to like the history of farming, it was geared mostly towards men who were in charge of the farms to begin with, so I think that most of the larger farms have grown over generations and have just been passing it down, so those are probably more male-oriented. Yeah, I think there's always going to be kind of a line of separation, and I think it's more just because men and women see things differently and go about situations differently. I don't think it's going to be, like a discrimination factor. I think it's going to be a point of view kind of factor and something to consider when I'm looking at a situation versus one of my male counterparts, and just kind of the experiences that we've had that also play into each individual's roles too.
My name is Austin Brown. I'm an animal science student here at Penn State University, minoring in information systems and statistical analysis as well. My agricultural background is that I come from a small family sheep farm where we raise seed stock, Texel sheep, and Shropshire sheep to sell back to registered breeders. My future plans are either to work within precision livestock management or with genetics. I'm wavering between those two options right now. I'd say probably 20%, 25%, roughly.
Okay.
I would say it's probably some changes within our culture with some empowerment as well as just more interest within agriculture as well. Probably based upon opportunity mostly, just because of opportunity to get money starting out to start farms. I don't think women have as much of an opportunity with banks getting as large sums of money, so they're not able to have as large farms, and if they don't have the size of farms, they don't have the much profit either. Well, as I mentioned before, it's probably mostly about profits, so they don't have as much money starting out as well, but I think another major reason would be that a lot of women who are in agriculture are probably really centered around either the western United States or like northeast, and in those areas it's more smaller farms and it's more niche marketing. I think that's where a lot of women have a major advantage, is just with their ability to market and create kind of some unique products to sell back to consumers as well. I think I probably already have, but just going back to my summer program, I was the only male who was selected for the program specifically because they were trying to diversify their portfolio of different people, so they'd had a really broad spectrum of people to begin with. So considering I've already kind of looked at that, working within industry, and I've traveled across different countries working within agriculture, and they have similar issues, it really looks to me like I would see the trend to continue.
Yeah.
Okay, go.
I should have glasses. Let me go get my glasses so I look smart.
You're gonna get